Hi, I'm Zev. I'm a rising junior at SAR High School, and this is the first milestone video for my main project, the gesture-controlled RC car. So the gesture-controlled RC car is a car that will be controlled by certain gestures that I program for these flex sensors right here, which will eventually be sewed into a glove. These flex sensors could otherwise be called flexible potentiometers, and they themselves are resistors, and the level of resistance can be changed by how much it is bent. So for the end of the project, the gestures that I program for these sensors will eventually control the direction and motion of my car. But for my first milestone, I programmed the flex sensors to control specific LEDs that I have written down to correspond to different gestures and different directions for my car. So what I first did in my code was I tested the analog values that each flex sensor gives when it is straight or when it is bent like this, about how much I'll bend my finger when it's in the glove. And then I restricted these values to the specific range that I measured, because I could maybe bend it more or bend it less, so they'll stay in that range. And then I mapped those values to the range of the speed of the motor that I'll be eventually controlling. So that's a range. I mapped it from a range of 0 to 1023, which is the analog, to the motor, which is 0 to 255. So then after that, I programmed the gestures with Boolean statements to say if certain flex sensors are flexed in a certain way, then it'll turn on this LED. So for example, right now I have the red LED flashing or turned on, and that's because all of my flex sensors are straight, like my hand would be with the glove, and that means that the car should be standing still, so it's red. The first gesture to make it go forward is a closed fist, which means all of them are bent, so when I go like this, it should turn green, like that. And then the next gesture is like this, which is right, and which is left actually, which is like that, and then right is like this. And then going reverse is like this. So I put these two down and it goes in reverse, and that's the white LED. So that's my first milestone, and that's what I've done so far. And some challenges that I came across was I had to figure out which values I had to map it to, and I also had to do a lot of the coding from scratch, and there were no files for the flex sensors that I could download to add different codes. So I had to basically come up with the whole thing from scratch and a little bit of research from the past projects.